And welcome back, everyone, to a birthday who would win. This one comes to us from, let me know, because I think I saw your name spelled two different ways, Raziel or Ravael Ramos. Let me know if it's either with the Z or the V. But because I have right now as Raziel with a Z. Either way, I like that name. Well, Ravael is almost biblical sounding, if I'm not mistaken. Sounds a little bit like, actually, Ravael, I believe, sounds like Raphael. That's what I'm thinking of. But anyway, I digress. So you, for a long time, you have been asking for Alex Pruitt from, which Home Alone was this? Home Alone. Seriously, which Home Alone was this? Sorry, no. This is, he's the deuterus, as they put it. He's the, Home Alone 3. That's the Home Alone he was the main one of. Because after a while they stopped using the same, the Macaulay Culkin character, and it was different kids. First is Belle and Genesis from the movie Knock Knock. Now, let's get the disappointing truth out of the way. This fight would never happen in a million years. Okay, now let me rephrase that. Let me roll that back. There is a way I can make this fight happen that technically can make sense. But in general, this fight wouldn't normally happen because their MO is to target married men, get them to sleep with them, and then basically inflict their justice on them, be it, judge, jury, executioner style, because they believe married men who cheat should be killed, and they'll be the judges, whatnot. Not realizing that they're psychotic, so it doesn't really matter, but not realizing that their mentality and the way they go about it is completely hypocritical because they are causing the men to cheat. They are forced. Seriously, Keanu really was doing his utmost, but you literally pulled his pants down and started going downtown on him. Two women at once. I'm sorry. Even the most loyal guy might stray a little bit in that moment unless you just pull away. Be like, no. I'm sorry. The biological factors kind of can override your critical thinking. But yeah, and so right at the gate, he's not an adult, he's not married, none of that. So there's no real reason they should target him. However, if we're working on a scenario where this could happen, maybe they actually seduce his dad, target his dad, and he sees this happening. He sees these girls beat his dad up, and now they're going to do terrible things. So he goes into Home Alone mode. So the question now is he smart enough to outwit these two, to beat these two up enough that the cops can eventually show up and arrest them? Or are these girls just going to completely just terrorize his family and maybe even, pop a cap in his head? So when we think on that, every kid in the Home Alone series is very intelligent. They're able to make these elaborate traps, Home Alone it, as the term is, in no time, and can do some pretty serious damage. You got the bricks to the head, or like bowling ball to the head. You got the the lawnmower coming down from the attic. You got the flamethrower to the head. Icy steps, all that. You got a lot of legitimately dangerous shit going. If it wasn't for a reason, it wasn't for the fact that it's a comedy, those guys would be in serious trouble. Like in what was the second one? Was it Marv? And I can't remember. I think it's Marv is the Daniel Stern one. Gets hit in the head twice with a brick. That theoretically should have killed him. If not the first time, then definitely the second time. These two, Genesis and Belle, are smart. They're definitely intelligent, but they're also they're messed up. They're messed up, so while they're intelligent, they're planning. They're not very forward thinking, I guess is the best way to put it. They're forward thinking in the sense of, hey, yeah, this is what we're doing. They injected him with like Viagra or something like that and just forced him to have sex with her. But really, it's mostly involving drugging someone up and then taking advantage of them, beating someone physically. There's not a lot of real. They buried him up to his neck and played the sex tape they made. But there's really not a lot of there's not really a lot of elaborate planning going on with them. It's like it's their standard MO planning. It's like their standard fare. And yeah, so from an intelligence standpoint, honestly, this kid's more intelligent than they are. But they're grown, first off, they're grown women. They're also violent. So they're more than willing to beat on him hard. More than willing to shoot him in the face. So the question just quickly becomes, ultimately, are they capable of, or excuse me, is he capable of overwhelming them? And I'm going to go yes. Now, granted, like I said, the only reason we see Marvin, I cannot remember the other guy's name, survive the shit they survive is because it's a comedy. Let's be honest. Or maybe they're supernaturally durable. Because otherwise, they would be a lot more injured, bleeding, broken, all that. If you do that shit, in fact, let me try to remind myself here which traps he set up in that. Because let's use the traps he set up in Home Alone 3 to give us an idea of what I'm trying to remember exactly what he did. There was the trampoline shit. There was the fireworks. Let's see here. Sometimes later, thieves figure out Alex has been watching, decide to pursue him or kill him if they have to. As snowstorm hits, they balk off the road to the house. He duct tapes Mr. I'm sorry. Let's see. Again, springs the trap, suffering freezing temperatures, electrocution, broken bone. Yeah, okay, yeah. From the way he's just, I'm not getting into specifics, but it sustained freezing temperatures, electrocution, and broken bones. These girls would actually be pretty effed up at the end of the day, and this would allow his dad ultimately to call the cops. They'd be struggling to leave. And just to be safe, that's when the dad or mom, whoever gets the duct tape, ties them up, and the cops come. Honestly, yeah, these girls really just luck out with the guys they get, and their MO is a lot more just simply we're going to drug you up and all that. So, yeah, ultimately, I would actually go Alex. I think Alex would be able to avoid them long enough and mess them up hard enough to win the day. So my money would go on Alex Pruitt, but this is just my opinion. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.